Hey everyone, and welcome back to session 22 of the Revolution Mindset, where today we're going to be looking at developing an abundance mindset. So let me know if you're tuned in, let me know where you're tuned in from. Drop your comments in the comments box below. And as always, we're going to start off with our wins for the week. So let me know, what have you achieved over the past week, whether big, whether small. I want to hear from you. I want to know you're here, and I want to celebrate this with you in this space. So let me know what your wins have been. Adele, thank you so much for tuning in. It's wonderful to see you here as always. Thank you for being here. And I just want to share one win from me that I'm quite proud of this week. Is I've managed to get through a week with a bit of illness. I've managed to get the right amount of rest with the right amount of work to not let things slip, but to keep my energy at a level that I need to deliver what I need to deliver. So I think that is for me, is a good achievement. Normally I can work myself into burnout, or I then to take a more of a needed rest, but I managed to balance that quite well. So share your wins. It could be something as small as that, or it could be something huge. You could have launched something, you could have published something, you could have overcome a challenge or a problem. Put it in the box below. Remember, this is all about keeping that energy and that momentum going so we can keep succeeding. We can progress towards our goals. We can make our vision. I just want to take note, we are now 5 months into 2023. We're 22 sessions into this program. Let's reflect. Where were we at the start? And where are we now? And does this energy keep flowing? Are we keep succeeding? Are we keep growing? Are we keep learning? Are we getting closer to our vision? If not, how do we take that step back? How do we reflect? What we're doing wrong? What aren't we achieving? Where's the blocks? Where's the obstacles? How can we get past them? So I think this session 2022 is a good point for you to stop and reflect. Now, Adele's sharing a win here. So she's saying, I did support to various people this week. My energy has been the best in a long time too. That's wonderful. Sounds like you're getting some really great energy from being able to support and give to people energy, Adele. So that's really wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. So it doesn't have to be anything grand. It can just be a small win. It's supporting people throughout the week, is managing to continue with a bit of illness. It's completely up to you what to share. Adele saying, where's the confetti for your win? I only give confetti's only for the viewers and for the audience, Adele. I celebrate mine in my own way. So thank you for that. Wonderful. So if you're watching on the replay, drop your wins in the comments box below. I want to hear and I want to celebrate this with you so we can keep that energy going. So what are we going to be looking at in today's session? So remember, this module is all about money mindset. How do we start to, in the last session, we start to think about how we start to organize our money, become conscious of our money. Today, we're going to be looking at what's known as abundance. Now, abundance mindset is where we need to get to. We're generally blocked by scarcity thoughts and scarcity mindset. So in order for us to achieve our goals, we need to understand that money is an energy. It's a flow. It's an energy exchange between people. So how do we start to understand that? How do we start to move from thinking there's not enough resources, not enough money or energy or success in the world, to a place of abundance where we understand that everybody has equal opportunities, everybody has the ability to succeed. It's just whether or not we have the right mindset and whether or not we put in the right action. So first of all, we're going to look at an overview of scarcity and abundance mindsets. We're then going to look at the differences between scarcity and abundance. And then in our practical workshop, we can take that and what actions we can take to move across into that abundant state. Then we're going to look at how to develop an abundant mindset and also cultivate abundance energy. So that's what we're going to talk about in the next 20 minutes. And we're going to take it deeper in our practical workshop, which is at 7 p.m. UK time. So it's a little bit later today because we have another session at 12. So you have an hour break between this session and our practical workshop, our putting it into practice workshop. So key learning from last session, we looked at how we need to become conscious of our money, identify any money leaks, anything that we're spending money on that we don't need. And the key point we looked at was that a revolutionary mindset, which is the name of this program, holds the ability to minimize their expenditure and maximize their income. So they become conscious of their money, they look at ways in which they can minimize their expenditure, the cost, their outgoings, their expenses, and they look at how they can maximize the energy and the money that is coming in. That's what we covered last session. And we're going to extend that today by looking at abundance. I'm going to see if there's any more wins or any more comments in the comments box, but there's not at the moment. So let's move on. And I just want to open up with a quote from Wayne Dyer. Now, Wayne Dyer is absolutely wonderful in the world of abundance, in the world of changing our thoughts, changing our life. And I want to recommend a book for everybody today. If you haven't read this book, or please pick it up. If you can't remember it, if you haven't touched on it in a while, then The Power of Intention by Wayne Dyer is a beautiful book for you to start to tap into abundance, for you to tap into infinite energy, for you to start to understand how the power of intention and your intent can really help you change your life. He talks about 7 phases of intention, how that shows up, and a lot of them tie nicely, not into intention, but also into abundance. And there's a quote from Wayne Dyer that says, abundance is not something we acquire, it is something we tune into. So abundance is not something we acquire, it is something we tune into. Now, what do we think we mean by this? What does Wayne Dyer mean by abundance is not something we acquire, it is something we tune into? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments box. What do you think he means when he says this? Let me know. Jane, it's wonderful to see you here. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to share your win, to celebrate it in this space today, feel free to drop it in the comments box. It could be anything from something huge to something really small. We just want to celebrate those wins and get that energy flowing today. So what do you think he means by this? So as the amazing comments and the wisdom from you are coming in the comments box or on the replay, if you're watching the replay, I just want to share my thoughts, my perspective behind this quote. I feel like a lot of us look for abundance and start to try and find it externally, amongst other things, in businesses, in opportunities, in this. We try and acquire abundance from an external factor. But what Wayne Dyer is reminding us here is that it's not something we can gain from external environments or from external things. It's something that we already have that lies within us. We just need to learn how to tune into it to unlock and activate the abundance that we can have in our lives. So that is the way that I interpret this quote from Wayne Dyer, and I feel like it's a very powerful reminder for us to remember we need to find everything happens from within. We need to tune into this, and we need to find a way to cultivate that abundance energy to attract more of it. So when it comes to the comments, has anybody shared their thoughts? Adele is saying abundance is not material that we collect, but is within us. 100% Adele. Similar thoughts on the reflection here of this quote by Wayne Dyer. Thank you so much for sharing. And if you want to share your thoughts and perspective on this quote, put it in. The key point is that abundance is not something we acquire. It's something that is internal, and we can tap and tune into it to activate an abundance mindset. So next question for you, what is an abundance mindset? We hear a lot of this in the professional development world. We hear a lot of this in the coaching world. But what do we mean by an abundance mindset? What is your definition? One of the things why I like to ask these questions in this live space is because the more we understand, the more we can interpret and articulate these definitions in our own way, helps deepen that understanding and shows and helps us understand where we can work or improve on to develop it. So if you have your own definition and you're taking verbatim somebody else's definition, you have your own way of articulating that and expressing that, you're going to get so much more value from that than if you were just to take my definition. So what is an abundance mindset to you? Maybe I share something today that will add to that definition or change your perspective a little bit. If not, that's fine. Maybe you have a perfect definition already. What is an abundance mindset for you? I'm going to come back to these wonderful definitions in just a second. And especially if you're watching the replay, just drop it in the comments box below. I would love to hear your thoughts too. So first of all, before we start to understand an abundance mindset, we need to first understand what is known as a scarcity mindset. Now, scarcity is at one end of the spectrum, abundance is at the other. We're going to ask some questions on where we think we're at. Sometimes we might be scaling over here into the scarcity section. Sometimes we might be abundant. In certain areas of our life or certain aspects of our life, we might feel scarcity. In others, we might feel abundance. It's quite normal to feel that across the scale. But a scarcity mindset is the belief that resources, opportunities, and success are limited. So it's believing that only a certain amount of people can become successful. There's only a certain amount of money that people can make. There's only a certain amount of opportunities that are available for everybody. And if other people are successful, if other people are taking those opportunities, I can't take them because there's not enough to go around for me as well. A scarcity mindset focuses on fear, lack, and competition. So fear on fear, lack, and competition. Those who are in a scarcity mindset are fearful that they're not going to succeed because there's too many other great people out there. They're comparing themselves with other people. They're competing against other people. They've already achieved this. They've already got thousands of followers. They've already got thousands of YouTube subscribers. They've already launched their book. They've already done that. They've already done this. So I can't do this. I'm not going to be successful because there's too many people already doing this. Maybe a scarcity mindset, we've got a lot of coaches tuned in, is that and I hear this a lot actually, that the coach industry is becoming saturated. That's a scarcity mindset. It's coming saturated. There's too many coaches for clients. I'm never going to make it a success. I'm never going to make it this scarcity mindset. So how do you change that to abundance? We're going to learn about what abundance is in a second. Just want to give you an example. Third thing, individuals with a scarcity mindset often feel threatened by others' success and believe that there is not enough to go around. So it's not just a case of believing that there's not enough for you. You're actually threatened by other people's success. And people can become toxic. People can become a bit manipulative. People can become really sly with this. And, unfortunately, I've seen this, not in this world, not in the coaching world, because it's full of wonderful people. Caveat, not everybody in the coaching industry is wonderful, but I've come across a lot of wonderful people in this industry, in this profession. What I have seen in previous worlds is, when people feel threatened, when people come from that place of scarcity mindset, they'll try and pull people down. They'll do things to try and sacrifice or sabotage somebody else's success because they're coming from that place of fear, because they're feeling threatened by the success. These are people in that scarcity mindset, in a place of a toxic scarcity mindset, are people that want to pull you down in order to gain their success. So just keep that analogy in mind. People with scarcity mindsets often, there's different levels of it. Maybe you don't believe there's enough in yourself. You don't believe there's enough out there. But if they are getting really toxic, there's a case of pulling people down to put your success up there. So keep that analogy in mind when we look at abundance. Now, before I share my points on abundance, I want to see if anybody shared this in here. So Coach Jenna said, a mindset that reminds me to continue to learn. Excellent. And I have a question for you, Coach Jenna, on the back of that. What do you think the difference between a growth mindset is and abundance mindset? And that's a question for anybody that wants to come in, because a growth mindset is also a way that reminds us to continue to learn as well. Adele saying, it is what contributes to my overall well-being, not just money or material things, but includes gratitude, happiness, and health. It is not necessarily physical. I love that, Adele. Thank you so much for sharing that. It doesn't necessarily have to be about money abundance, but it's abundance of happiness. It's abundance of gratefulness. It's abundance of appreciation. It's abundance of relationships and connections and abundance of love. So many different ways. It doesn't just have to be money related. So thank you for sharing that, Adele. So key points there. Scarcity mindset is belief that resources, opportunities, and resources are limited. It focuses on fear. There's a lot of competition, and individuals tend to feel threatened by others. Because they feel threatened, they'll try to pull the people down to help themselves succeed. Abundance mindset, on the other side, is abundance is the belief that there are limitless opportunities, and resources available. So we are not threatened. If you're in a state of an abundant mindset or abundance mindset, you're not afraid that other people are succeeding. You know that there's enough for you. You know that success is developed by the work that you put in, by the energy that you put out there, by how you think and how you feel and how you portray those thoughts and feelings is what's going to attract those limitless possibilities, those opportunities, and those resources. It focuses on gratitude, abundance, and collaboration. So you don't have that mindset. You don't feel threatened by other people. You don't see other people as competition. You see people as an opportunity of collaboration. You focus on collaboration. You focus on working together. Instead of being jealous and having those feelings that this person's achieved that's achieved that, you come with a mindset that, how can I work with this person? And if you can't work with that person, if it's somebody that you have no contact with, how do you learn from that person? Abundance mindset looks at, how do I collaborate? How do I learn? How do I work with this person? Rather than, I don't like their success. That's not going to happen to me. Feelings of jealousy, feelings of anxiousness, let them go. Individuals with abundance mindset see opportunities for growth, believe in their own worthiness, and celebrate the success of others. So not only do you learn from other people or want to collaborate with other people, but you are genuinely happy for the success of other people. You want to see other people succeed. Now, we think in a scarcity mindset, if you're in the scarcity side, we think that if we are we are celebrating or contributing towards the success of others, we're making them successful and ourselves not successful. We have that negative view, that negative outlook. We're not going to help ourselves grow. But if we are generally happy and we believe in ourselves and we celebrate the success of others and we're generally happy for them, it creates an energy that is magnetic, and you're going to attract more of that. So individuals with an abundance mindset see opportunities for growth, they believe in their worthiness, and they celebrate the success of others. So I'm going to come through. Adele, I've already brought that in. That's wonderful. So anybody else have got any thoughts on abundance mindset, please share below. But let's just look at some simplified versions of the difference between the two. So I've got a caterpillar here because people who are in a scarce mindset, they're never going to transform. They're going to struggle. They will transform if they can move from a scarce mindset to abundant mindset. We need to be able to make that move from scarcity, from a scarce mindset into abundance or an abundant mindset in order to transform. So you will remain a caterpillar if you stay in this space. So to sum it up, it is fear-based thinking. All of our thoughts, all our thinking is coming from fear. There's not enough resources. Everybody else is better than me. Everybody else is succeeding. Because they're succeeding, I'm not going to succeed. There's a limited amount to go around for everybody. Focuses on limitations and lack. You're focused on what you don't have, what you need, what you want, what somebody else has that you don't have that you need to try and get. You're competitive and you're jealous. You see success as a zero-sum game. So you think because they've got success, they've taken your success away from you. There's only a limited amount of people that can succeed in this area that you want to succeed in, which demotivates you and pulls you away from taking action, from actually succeeding. So it's the thoughts and the image and the comparison, the competitiveness that could be setting us back, that's holding us back from actually succeeding because of what we're telling ourselves. On the other hand, there's some abundance mindset. It's positive, it's growth-oriented thinking. You want to grow, you want to help others grow. And going back to that analogy, when it gets really toxic in scarcity mindset, people will pull people down to pull themselves up. With abundance mindset, people will put others on platforms. People will raise other people up. They want to see other people grow. They want to see themselves grow. They want to see the world grow. They focus on possibilities and abundance, attracting more abundance. They're collaborative and supportive. They want to support other people. They want to help each other. You're doing this. This is absolutely fantastic. How can I help you with that? How can I support you with this? What do you need from me? And 4, they see success as abundant and unlimited. They see and believe that everyone can be successful if they have the right mindset, if they have the right energy, if they have the right tools, if they have the right resources, and they put in the right action. So that's an abundance mindset. That's the difference between scarcity and abundance. Now, I want you to be open and honest. You don't have to put this in the comments box below, but from the analysis we've just done there, which mindset do you currently hold? So just reflect on that. Is there parts, and as I mentioned at the beginning, maybe parts of you are scarce, parts of you are abundant, but which mindset do you currently hold right now? And which mindset would you like to have? I'm going to check the comments box if anything's coming through. It's quite quiet today, which is great. It's fantastic. It means we can stay on track. But either put it in the comments box, drop it below, or just ask yourself the question, which mindset do you currently hold? Do you sometimes have jealousy towards people? Are you more competitive than you are collaborative? Is there certain aspects that are competitive? You know, sometimes you have healthy competition if it's done with the right intentions behind it, and it's not really to compete to show that you're better with somebody, but to raise the bar and the potential and the skills and experience of both or all players that are playing in that competition. There's healthy competition and bad competition. Do you think there's a limited amount of success? Do you think that somebody else's success is going to affect your success? Ironically, it does. Somebody else's success will affect your success, but that depends on your thinking behind it. If you're trying to compete and you're thinking so negative and you're being jealous, it's going to affect your success in a really negative way. But if you're thinking collaboration, if you're thinking supportive, if you're thinking happiness, if you're giving genuine positive energy towards that person, it's going to help your success. So your mindset's going to affect your success. Whether you're thinking scarce, whether you're thinking abundance, is going to affect you. Just scarcity is going to be in a very negative way, where abundance is going to be in a very positive way. You know, think about it this way. What type of people are you more attracted to? Are you more attracted to positive people, or are you more attracted to negative people? Positivity is contagious. The more positive you are, the more happiness you show for others, the more supportive you are, the more helping you are, the more you're going to build a better network, the more you're going to build more people, the more you're going to attract the right people, the more you're going to attract more positivity, the more you're going to attract more abundance. So have a thought, have a think, and if you're in that abundance mindset, that's fantastic. If you're in a scarce mindset, don't worry. This is the purpose of this session. We're going to look at how we can start to move. So 3 quick tips for shifting to an abundant mindset. Practice gratitude. Now, I know you hear gratitude a lot. This is probably a reminder from you. One thing I want to remind you is that gratitude is not an attitude. People think gratitude is an attitude. When gratitude becomes an attitude, you get those people, you develop those people that just use the word love and gratitude without any meaning. They'll sign every message on that, love and gratitude. They just use the word because they think it's an attitude that they need to have. Gratitude's a practice. It's something that we need to tap in ourselves to really feel. And when you get deep into energy, it becomes natural to you just to be grateful and to appreciate the things that you do have, appreciate the little things and little bits of support that you do get, rather than focus on the stuff that you don't have and being complaining and negative towards things. So gratitude's not an attitude. I know a lot of people use that, but that develops people just to plug these words at the end of things and use them without any energy or true meaning or authenticity. You need to practice that. Find your own practice on how it works for you. But being grateful and truly appreciating and enjoying and being positive and loving everything around you really attracts more of it. Change your negative self-talk goes without saying. Something else you say, change your negative self-talk. The how, very difficult, not so easy. But if you want to get that abundant mindset, you need to change the way you think. So start to think, okay, I'm seeing this person as a competition. Just a quick switch. How can I work with this person? How can I collaborate with this person? How can I learn from this person? What can I take from their success and apply to my business so I can succeed as well? How do we challenge and reframe our negative thoughts? So we do have negative thoughts and they're overtaken. We don't think there's enough of this. We think there's enough resources. We don't think we're going to be successful. How can we reframe that? What questions can we ask ourselves to realize and understand that there's enough to go around for everybody? And the only person that's stopping us, the only thing that's in our way, is our negative thoughts, is our negative self-talk, and is the way that we talk to ourselves. Some things to think about. And finally, we're going to look at cultivating abundant energy. Now, I know I'm going through this quite quick, is because we're going to get deeper into this in the workshop at 7 p.m. UK time, which is in 1 hour from now. But take care of yourself. Now, a lot of people use self-love. I don't like the term self-love. Certain reasons for that. I will talk and do a topic on that later on. We did some talks on love later on. But I really like the concept of self-care, being able to take care of yourself. The more you take care of you, the more you do your mindfulness, your meditations, your good practices, not just when you're bad. Remember that self-growth and mindfulness, meditation is not a medicine. It is a practice. What we tend to do, we tend to take that whenever we're feeling bad, whenever we're feeling negative, whenever we're feeling emotional, whenever we're going through a tough time, we start to take the medicine of personal growth and the medicine of our meditation, medicine of our mindfulness practices. And then when we get better, we stop and we wait till we go down again, and then we start up again. Remember, it's not a medicine. You really want to succeed. You want to attract abundant energy. You need to continue with these self-care routines. You need to continue with your good habits when you're at a good point. You need to do it daily. You need to keep it up. It needs to become part of who you are. You need to embed it into you so you can attract that abundance. Second, you need to focus on positive energy sources. What is it that gives you positivity? Get out in nature. Nature gives positive energy. It really does. It was said, I watched one of the WBX Coaching Summit sessions yesterday, and it was amazing, the statistics of what 20 minutes of walking in nature can do for the mind. Really scientific data that was there, but it was wonderful to know. So get out there, find your positive energy sources. It might not just be nature. It might be in a certain coffee shop. It might be in a certain environment. There might be certain people. It might be certain things. Understand what gives that positive energy and feeds that positive energy, and give more of that positive energy out so you can attract more. And equally on that point, let go of energy drainers. Anything that's taken away your energy, any people that drain your energy, the people that when you have a conversation with them, within 5 or 10 minutes, you feel like you need to take an hour nap. It drains you completely. There's people out there, they're called energy vampires, they're called energy drainers, different terms from them, but keep away from people that drain your energy. Let go of them. Separate yourself from them. Not so easy when it comes to family members, but there's ways and methods you can implement to distance yourself from them so you can start to attract that abundance. So three more things to think about. So the week challenge is always, I set you a challenge for the week, is to study your mindset. Learn where you are maybe thinking scarcely. Learn where you're thinking abundantly. How can you move the scarcity to an abundant mindset? Think about this, study your mindset, learn, become aware of your mindset, and understand how you can change that. Reflect and think. And I just want to leave you with this final quote. So scarcity attracts scarcity and abundance brings abundance. So when you study your mindset, if you're realizing that you have a lot of scarcity, you're going to attract scarcity. You're going to bring more scarcity to you. You're never going to have enough of what you need. You're never going to have enough of what you want. You're never going to succeed because you're going to be stuck in this negative thinking. Where if you shift to abundance and you help, you support, you collaborate, you give good energy, it's going to bring more collaboration to you. It's going to bring more support to you. It's going to bring more help to you. It's going to bring you more energy. It's going to bring you more abundance. So keep that in mind. So important for us to shift this. And today, it says 6 p.m. there because it's a standard time, but we did have to move it to an hour's time. So it's going to be at 7 p.m. UK. We're going to do a meditation. We're going to look at scarcity to abundance. We're going to look at practice for an abundance mindset. And we're going to look at developing an action plan for you to take away so you can put this into practice. And if you want to be part of this, next week is going to be understanding wealth. I'm going to give you some tips on wealth, and not just wealth in terms of money, but also wealth in terms of everything around us, what true wealth is. We're going to look into that into depth. If you want to join the practical workshop, catch up on all the previous sessions, you can join me in my coaching room at hub.coachingminds.co.uk. Type that in Google. You can go down in the left-hand side, find my coaching room, and become a revolutionary in there. And I'm going to give 2 minutes to any questions that anyone have, or to bring comments into this space. So Del Jacobs is saying, abundant but need constant reflection and work to maintain. And that's true. When you go through that stage from scarcity to abundance, there's work that needs to be done. There's reflection. There's times where you might find yourself slipping back into those subconscious scarcity thoughts that are coming through. You might become frustrated with your success. You might be putting in so much hard work and not getting anywhere with it, and then seeing people who you perceive are putting in less work, who are succeeding, and you're thinking, and it might spark those feelings of jealousy. It might spark those feelings of competition. So it can be a journey, and it is a journey, and sometimes we can dip back, and we need to put that work in it to keep ourselves at an abundance mindset. So Christiane is saying she's also an abundant mindset, which is really wonderful. And it's not, I think there can be sometimes a negative connotation put on things like this. Like if you're in a fixed mindset, if you're in a scarcity mindset, if you're not doing this, if you're not doing that, you're a bad person. It's very, we need to be very careful how we language this. It's not bad for the people that you're in that space. The only reason it's negative is for you. And it's about you becoming aware of the impact and the effects of your own thinking, which are causing your own subconscious actions, whether you are conscious of it or not, and that's limiting your success. So, it's actually a great thing. If you've watched this session, you've realized you're in a scarcity mindset, you become aware, that's a great thing. The next thing is to take that action. I think sometimes we can put negative connotations on things like you have to be on a growth mindset, you have to be in an abundance mindset. You don't have to, but if you want to succeed, it's what's going to help. So work at it, work through it, and don't feel overwhelmed because a lot of people here are sharing abundance. Don't be ashamed that you're in a scarcity mindset. Be honest and true and authentic with yourself. And I feel like that's where a lot of positive toxicity can come in the personal growth industries, because we're telling people that they need to be like this. So people pretend to be like this because that's how they should be in order to succeed, rather than authentically doing the work on themselves and actually understanding where they are and where they want to get to. It's very important for us to be honest with ourselves, to be authentic with ourselves, if we really do want to make positive change. There's power in authenticity. Don't pretend to be in some mindset just because it makes you feel better, and that's because all the coaches and all the motivational speakers are telling you need to do. Again, it goes back to that attitude of gratitude. For me, it just tells people just to say the words gratitude, to tell people this without actually putting the energy and meaning it. So I want to say thank you to everybody who's tuned in. Thank you for today's session. There's no questions come through. I look forward to connecting with you in our workshop at 7 p.m. today. And if not, at session 23, when we look at wealth. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Speak to you soon. Thank you.